If you scoop this tiny, adorable creature out of a tide pool, you will likely feel absolutely nothing. No pinch, no sting, no pain. But within 5 to 10 minutes, your vision will blur. You will lose the ability to speak, then to move, and finally, to breathe. This is the blue-ringed octopus, a golf ball-sized marvel of the ocean that holds enough venom to kill 26 adult humans within minutes. It is undeniably cute, but it is also one of the only animals on Earth that can completely shut down your nervous system while leaving your brain perfectly conscious. In the vast, dangerous expanse of the ocean, we are trained to fear massive teeth, crushing jaws, and aggressive predators. We look out for great white sharks and saltwater crocodiles, but true lethality in nature rarely needs to be large. The blue-ringed octopus thrives in the shallow tide pools and coral reefs of the Pacific and Indian Oceans, completely undetected. Most of the time, this creature is a drab, pale brown or yellowish color, perfectly blending in with rocks and broken coral. It spends its days hiding in crevices or discarded shells, hunting tiny crabs and shrimp. When it hunts, it uses a beak that resembles a tiny parrot's beak to pierce the shell of its prey. It then injects a venomous saliva that instantly paralyzes the crab, allowing the octopus to feed at its leisure. But the chemical weapon it uses on crabs is exactly the same one it uses defensively against humans, and it is a biological nightmare. The venom contains a neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, or TTX. To put its power into perspective, TTX is over 1,000 times more toxic than cyanide. What makes this toxin so uniquely terrifying is exactly how it attacks the human body. It works by blocking sodium channels in your nerve cells. Essentially, it severs the communication between your brain and your muscles. If you are bitten, the bite itself is so small and painless that you might not even realize it happened. The first sign of trouble is usually a tingling or numbness around the mouth and lips. This is rapidly followed by severe weakness, nausea, and a complete loss of motor skills. You cannot stand. You cannot wave for help. You cannot speak. As the paralysis spreads to your respiratory muscles, you stop breathing. But here is the most horrifying part of a blue-ringed octopus sting. Tetrodotoxin does not cross the blood-brain barrier. This means that while your entire body is completely paralyzed and your lungs have stopped functioning, your mind remains fully active and perfectly aware of everything happening around you. Victims are literally trapped inside their own bodies, suffocating in total silence. There is no antivenom for a blue-ringed octopus bite. None. If someone is stung, the absolute only way to save their life is immediate, continuous artificial respiration and life support until the body naturally metabolizes and flushes the toxin out, which can take anywhere from 15 to 24 hours. If a victim receives CPR immediately and is placed on a ventilator in time, they can make a full, almost miraculous recovery with no lasting effects. But without instant medical intervention, survival is impossible. Despite possessing this world-ending chemical weapon, the blue-ringed octopus is actually a remarkably docile and shy animal. It does not want to sting you. It does not want to fight. If approached, its first instinct is always to flee and squeeze its soft, boneless body into a space too small for predators to follow. It only bites when it feels completely cornered, trapped, or when a curious human decides to pick it up. Before it resorts to using its venom, it gives one of the most beautiful and distinct warning signals in the entire animal kingdom. The moment the octopus feels threatened, specialized pigment cells in its skin, called chromatophores, instantly expand. Within a fraction of a second, 50 to 60 iridescent neon blue rings flash across its body, pulsating against a bright yellow background. It is a stunning, mesmerizing display. But in the language of the natural world, neon colors are never an invitation. They are an absolute, non-negotiable warning. Those glowing rings are nature's equivalent of a hazard sign, screaming at whatever is watching to back away immediately. Unfortunately, humans are naturally drawn to bright, pretty things, and many people who are bitten are stung precisely because they reach out to touch the flashing blue rings. This tiny cephalopod is a masterclass in evolutionary defense. It requires no armor, no speed, and no size to ensure its survival. It walks the ocean floor carrying a payload so potent that practically nothing in the sea dares to touch it. The next time you are exploring a beautiful, sunlit tide pool, remember that the most dangerous things don't always look like monsters. Sometimes the deadliest predator in the water is the exact same size as a golf ball, wrapped in beautiful blue rings, quietly asking to be left alone.